How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zen over here bringing you guys a brand new anime discussion. And for today's anime, guys, we are going to be looking at Bungou Stray Dogs episode 7. Or as like if you guys want to go on a chronological order from the first season to the second season, we are looking at episode 19, guys. And guys, this episode was just beautiful because for a fact, guys, we are looking at this episode with so much action packed inside this 24-minute episode. We are looking at the fact that much of the lore inside the Bungou Stray Dogs universe is actually being expanded upon, and you're here wondering as to what the heck is the author thinking. Like, stop, just stop with the so much adrenaline action. It's so much that one person can take. Oh, but like I said though, guys, it's so exciting that I actually am intrigued and actually I'm actually excited for every week that Bungou Stray Dogs actually comes out, folks. And I'm hoping you guys are in just the same boat as I am, because I'm loving the way that the author is actually utilizing each and every single one of the characters. Even if they're a new character that's introduced, they're still utilized to the very high point of their actual characterization, and they could still be going on with more exposition even if it's a brand new character, guys. Like I said, I'm loving the way they're doing this series. It's very exciting, guys. But let's continue on to the episode, guys, because like I said, there's a lot to talk about in this episode. And in this episode, guys, it first starts off with Haruna and Naomi actually escaping from the guild members themselves. And let's not forget the two guild members that we are actually wanting to see their powers more that have been emphasized, and that is John Steinbeck and HP Lovecraft, guys. Holy snap, these characters have finally been revealed with their powers. The Grapes of Wrath powers have finally been revealed, and John Steinbeck is a character to not be messed around with. This country boy, holy snap, do not get intimidated by his luscious good looks and his charming charisma that this character has. No, folks. This character actually has a very powerful ability due to the fact that in this character, he can actually, it's kind of funny at the way they kind of are going at it. A lot of the guild members themselves have this kind of technique that kind of involves them stabbing themselves, making themselves bleed at the same time. And when they bleed, then their powers activate. Like, I've noticed that a lot of these guild members are kind of going along with that kind of route. Needless to say, the other, you can say the detective agency and the Port Mafia, they're not really necessarily going around that route. But so far, John Steinbeck did the same thing. He stabs his neck and he starts bleeding, and he puts in a grape seed, you could say, a grape seed inside his neck, and from there he actually grows like a you could say like a tree branch appendix of some sort, and then it connects down to the vines of Mother Nature itself, and then he's able to actually telepathically connect with Mother Nature itself and use Mother Nature as his own eyes. Granted though, guys, that is a very OP power in itself, because there are so many trees, branches, there are so many of Mother Nature itself all around, guys, that holy snap, this character is just becoming OP as heck. Granted though, he was diminished by Kunikida himself, guys. Kunikida himself actually was able to diminish him as well, because in this episode we actually see Kunikida and Tanizaki actually facing off against, you could say, John Steinbeck. But let's not forget, guys, let's not forget HP Lovecraft was also involved in this episode. And HP Lovecraft, my god, his quirky and eccentric style of fighting just gives off a vibe of just fear. Like, legitimately, this character I was shaken due to the fact that his power seems to be from it just kind of resembles Cthulhu, because remember, HP Lovecraft kind of did with like the sci-fi kind of gig going on back in the days. So it just reminded you of Cthulhu actually popping out from his appendages as well, like from his skin and the bullet holes that he received from Kunikida. And you're here wondering, like, holy snap, this character is also OP too. Like, the guild members, they're just exciting just watching them fight against the freaking detective agency. It's exciting, guys. But needless to say, with all that excitement that's been going around in the background, there is actually more emphasis in the fact of the dialogue that's been conversing with, you could say, the detective agency and the guild members themselves, and that is John Steinbeck himself, guys. We actually get a little bit more of an exposition on his characterization of John Steinbeck, as we can see that he has his own personal ideals as to what and why the guild is actually a very important figure in his own personal life, and that is because he has a loving family that has, like, they are a very giant family, actually, as he actually very pointed out, and that there's so many heads to feed that there's just not enough food on the table for them to actually be able to equally divide their food upon. So John Steinbeck, you could kind of say, he actually joined the guild for his own personal beliefs to actually save his family from starvation, because remember, by joining the guild, he's actually gaining income. It's basically a job for him, but for his loved ones. And I'm also loving the fact that the freaking villains themselves, they're gaining actual reasons and purposes as to why they joined the guild. I'm loving that, because, you know, it actually brings a sense of characterization on the character. It gives him, like, you know, this character, he's not just, oh, I'm in it just to kill because I love killing. No, these villains themselves are giving us a strategic reason as to why they're doing this, and it actually gives off a sense of empathy for us viewers, because we're like, oh, you know, wow, this character, there's more to this character than just meets the eye, than just to be a sadistic killer in himself. Granted, though, H.P. Lovecraft wasn't actually given too much exposition, but more on his powers himself in the episode. But I'm loving the fact that Kunikida actually took control of the situation and was able to do that. But Tanizaki's ideals were then actually showcased more in this episode, and his love for his own family members, which was showcased against John Steinbeck's actual ideals. Like I said, John Steinbeck's ideal doesn't see the guild as an evil, you could say, organization, and like I said, Kunikida and Tanizaki don't see the detective agency as an evil organization as well. Like I said, it depends on their own personal belief of justice. And like I said, Tanizaki is actually, like I said, he's there just to protect his own family members and Naomi herself. And remember, because John Steinbeck was putting Naomi's life in danger, my god, this episode gave us a shock treatment for life. It showed Tanizaki's ideals and personal beliefs as to how far he will go to defeat his enemies, because there was a predicament in the episode itself where it showcased John Steinbeck and H.P. Lovecraft taking the ropes against Kunikida and Tanizaki. But right there and then, you see freaking Tanizaki's actual ability activate. And right there and then, guys, oh my god, it was so amazing. I'm not lying to you guys. You guys are going to be on the edge of your seat, shouting at your lungs, expressing the same beliefs as Tanizaki. Like, go for it, because what Tanizaki did in the episode, guys, I swear to God, because remember, his ability actually lets him create illusions for the other people. Because John Steinbeck and H.P. Lovecraft are aware of his ability, not another person doesn't know that. So another person, by that I mean a truck driver, was happening to be going alongside the case on this actual event that's been unfolding. And then you literally see the truck driver, of course, gracefully just driving along. And next thing you know, boom! Right there and then, guys, oh my god, he runs over John Steinbeck and H.P. Lovecraft. Oh my god, what an episode! And I'm not lying, guys, that was the highlight, because from there and then, their episode actually continues on to another scene. But from there, guys, my god, the action just does not stop, folks. It continues on, because then we actually then get to see Naomi and Haruna actually escape from John Steinbeck and H.P. Lovecraft. But from there, guys, we get introduced to another Port Mafia executive, guys, and this character is called Yumeno Kyusaku, or Q for short, by the Port Mafia executives. And this character's ability, Dagra Magra, has the ability to mind control, guys, like basically curse, as how Daizai has stated, to curse his actual opponents in their own disbelief. Oh my god, this character is OP, because even Dazai himself has stated in the episode that this character is a one person to look out for. And the Port Mafia is going to great lengths to just actually get their own justice that they deserve. My god, guys, like I said, the episodes are continuing to be much more exciting. Much more. But we notice that the character himself, his actually ability is actually activated with somebody actually tapping on the shoulder in order to do that. And then we see that Atsushi's goals in this episode was actually showcased again, and we see that Atsushi himself is actually still fighting inside his own mind, saying that, you know, I'm still the weak person I am, and he cannot do that. Atsushi himself, guys, he has to actually become a better person. And Daizai himself actually was actually helping him out in the episode, because after meeting with Q, you clearly see that Atsushi still needs someone to actually help him along the lines, morally and actually psychologically too. It just seems that Atsushi is not strong in his own terms of his own mindset, guys. To me, Atsushi seems that he's still young in the, you could say he's still innocent in the world, as you can say. His mindset is kind of like a teenager barely coming into the adult world, which kind of makes sense too at the same time, because you can kind of tell that Atsushi's ideals are very, very simplistic. Yeah, he doesn't look broader in the terms of his own mind. Like I said, he's very shallow-minded at the same time, but it's nothing wrong with that. It's just more along for his characterization to actually keep growing. But like I said, whoa, that's not all that happened in the episode, guys. Like, there's still more that happens in the episode. Daizai himself actually was then seen with Q, that Q was the only one that seems to be interested in Daizai. And Daizai is also interested in actually now, let me stop there, guys, in killing Q. I am not lying to you, because it seems these two characters, they have such a history that it seems that these two characters just hate each other's guts. Because remember, Daizai has stated in this episode that he was the one that actually trapped Q and imprisoned him. My god. Can't wait for the later episodes to see what is going on with these two characters. Woo! Can't wait, guys. I can't wait. But later on in the episode, we get another important character to add to the mix, folks. And that is Ango himself, due to the fact that because the Port Mafia took out Q, that means that Daizai himself stated that the detective agency has to come out with something stronger as well to keep up to par with the Port Mafia. Because remember, guys, the Port Mafia is putting the chess pieces at stake and putting them up ahead. That it seems to me that Oigai is actually wanting each of the members to follow his lead. You guys gotta be careful. The Port Mafia is a lot stronger than they appear. And that is because, that's right, guys, they're using their brains. Not firepower, but brains. And that in myself is actually a very powerful opponent in itself, folks. Because then with the incoming of Ango coming in this episode, we actually then get to look that something was a little bit off in the episode, guys. Ango was having a little bit of dialogue involved with Daizai in the episode, involving that the Gifted Operations Agency that's actually across the United Nations, it seems that they cannot arrest the guild themselves. And that was kind of weird, guys, because at that little scene, we literally see Daizai and Ango get run over by an external source, and we're all wondering as to who ran them over. Who? I personally don't know who it was. So there's a lot of questions that remains to be unseen in that particular episode, folks. Like I said, guys, oh my god, so much things are happening. But later on in the episode, guys, at the final act of the episode itself, we then look at Fitzgerald versus Atsushi himself. And right there and then, guys, these two characters confront themselves. And we literally see Fitzgerald again show his strong demeanor with Atsushi. Like I said, Atsushi still seems to be like a little child playing in an adult world. It just shows just how far apart he is from the other members of the other organizations. It just shows just how weak he is. Remember, guys, remember in the beginnings of the first season just how strong Atsushi seemed to be due to his regenerative and combat abilities. Now it just seems that his powers are just diminished with all these brand new characters that are going about. Like I said, I'm loving the way that they're going with each and every characterization of each and every villain, protagonist, and side characters. It's just great how they're going at it with these episodes. And I'm loving the fact that Fitzgerald themselves is the one that placed a bounty on Atsushi. And it seems to be that once Fitzgerald goes on the playing field, it seems to me that he's done playing around, and now it's just all for business now. He literally just not want to fool around, guys. But luckily, though, we just see Koyoka at the end of the episode come out of nowhere, kind of like a Deus Ex Machina, but it kind of didn't make any sense as to why she kind of came out in that particular scene. Maybe they might elaborate more on the next episode, but I'm hoping they will, because, like I said, it kind of didn't really fit in as to why she came out of there in that little particular scene. But that's it for the episode, and like I said, whew, there was so much to talk about and so much entertaining, as like I said, This episode was one for the cakes right there. So much going on that I personally don't know what to expect on the next episode, with Koyoka coming out at the end. But let me know down in the comments below, folks. What are you guys' thoughts on the anime episode itself? What was your favorite scene? Did you guys enjoy John Steinbeck's beliefs in this episode? Because personally, like I said, I love the way they characterize John Steinbeck in this episode, folks. And what do you guys think of Koyoka coming out at the end of the episode? Because why was she there at that scene? It didn't make any sense. Did she escape from Fitzgerald? It just, like I said, it just doesn't make any sense, folks. And also, what would you guys think that ran over Ango and Daizai themselves? Do you think that was the Port Mafia intervening? Or do you guys think it was someone else intervening, or Fitzgerald's guild's members themselves? Like I said, there's still so many power players still at hand involved. But let me know down in the comments below, guys, on what are you guys' thoughts on the episode itself. And if that's it for today, guys, like I said, I have nothing else to talk about because I am, like I said, I am done. Man. But let me know down in the comments, guys. And as always, guys, if you guys enjoy my content, give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Bungou Stray Dogs anime-related content. And as always, have a wonderful day, guys. But this is Mr. Zen, signing out.